Hello, everybody. This is Di, Anti-natalist. And, things have been, really horrific during COVID. I mean, so many shutdowns, so many extra rules. A new normal is taking place. Going into a business and somebody telling you to put your mask up over your nose, or, going into Target and seeing breeders and their children not wearing masks. And when confronting management, you were told that it's not enforceable. So a lot of businesses have shut down, especially restaurants. Restaurants have limited their menus. Most places have the online, you use your cell phone to photograph the menu, and it pulls up on your phone, which I kind of like, actually. But things have, definitely changed, the culture, the environment. And so we're coming into a new season now. So we've already gone through spring and summer, and now we're getting to fall. And no end in sight, really. There's limited travel. There's a lot of restrictions in travel. I have been flying. It has been pretty good. Actually, not too many. I haven't seen a whole lot of families on flights, and it hasn't been crowded at all. Now, airports are crowded. Denver was extremely crowded. It was almost like normal. And I have noticed that traffic is pretty much back to normal. I haven't really been to the mall in a couple of months. I was there when they first opened, but limited stores were open, and they had very scarce contents and items. And when I went to Nordstrom's, they had cleared so many aisles and spaces out to make room for social distancing. So that was not expected. I mean, you walk into Nordstrom's and there's this huge aisles and just an abundance of space that really wasn't needed. And they provide gloves, sanitizing lotion, or hand sanitizer, and masks at the door of Nordstrom's, and they're really generous. But I just didn't have any reason to go back. I shopped while I was on vacation, and had some outings and got some great photography in Colorado and Delaware and Michigan. Yeah, Traverse City was excellent. And so I don't know, just this season is my favorite. It's exceptionally comfortable, and the weather is good. I'm feeling good. But along with the weather comes all of these responsibilities and changes, and you have to put up your sandals and your shorts, and get ready for the wind and the rain and the leaf blowing, and the darker days. You have to put the plants in, maybe winterize your car or your tires, or put some windshield fluid, wiper fluid in your car. So things get, significantly worse rapidly. It doesn't really get cold here until, early January, but it gets dark and dreary. We don't have the California or the Colorado sunny cold days. No, they're dark and dreary. But the point of this video, and I just wanted to take a brief moment to say that I have a Facebook group. It's called My Shitty Parents. Some of you are members of that group. I don't spend a lot of time on the group. I'm more focused on my anti-natalist group, and I don't exactly promote anti-natalism very strongly in My Shitty Parents. However, I've noticed that many people who have joined the group are parents, and they had shitty parents. They had narcissistic parents, self-involved parents, or alcoholic parents, or addicted parents, or negligent parents, abusive parents, psychologically, mentally, physically, sexually. And so it's it's unfathomable that people could join a group like My Shitty Parents and yet talk about their own children, and the struggles that they have, or, you know, trying to be a better parent and trying to overcome their own childhood wounds and scars. And it just blows me away that people just don't see the logic. And natalists, breeders, reproducers, parents, biological parents, they just don't see, you know, the light of day. They don't see this this clear vision and the clarity that anti-natalists have. It's just nonsensical to breed and to reproduce, because everything that you've gone through, whether it's cuts and scrapes, or whether it's bruises, or, you know, broken legs, or, you know, whether it's a fight with a kid at school, or whether it's flunking a math test, or, you know, stressing over, you know, an English paper, or struggling, you know, to get out of bed and catch the bus in the morning, or, you know, just struggling with, you know, some sort of addiction that you have, whether it's, you know, jogging, or binge eating, or, you know, alcohol and drugs and cigarettes, just any daily struggle, that your children are going to have as well. And they are going to get sick. They are going to, you know, face, you know, climate issues and environmental issues, COVID issues, pandemic issues. I mean, they're going to have limitations. They're going to have shortcomings. They're going to have failures. They are going to be hurt, and they're going to hurt other people. And, you know, I created My Shitty Parents because, you know, my parents were extremely shitty. And I really wish I was younger and I could have told both of them exactly how I felt. And, you know, giving them my 2 cents. Now, one of my parents is living, my mom is living, so she would be about 80 or 81 years old. And I truly feel that as long as she is in existence, I am not at peace. And I've always thought that either she wished me harm, or wishes me harm, or, I don't know, perhaps spies on me or curses me. I never felt good about her. There are just no good feelings, and very, very few good memories. And, you know, she wasn't an physically abusive mother. You know, she didn't have an addiction, but I am the child of a narcissistic mother. And there are so many books written about that. I believe one was called, I don't know if it's called the Cinderella Syndrome. Don't quote me on that. Or When You and Your Mother Can't Be Friends. That is an excellent book. When you and your mother cannot be friends. So, as far as forgiveness, there's no really forgiveness to give her, because that's not something I choose. And, you know, I moved on, and I've, you know, wiped her out of my life, divorced her, if you will. She's not accountable. She had not been accountable when I had written letters to her in my 20s, and I wrote multiple letters, and I never even got a response back. And I must have sent maybe six or so letters when in my early 20s, confronting her abuses, her neglect, her lack of caring for my future, emotional, you know, abuses, just callousness and hurtfulness, and, you know, lack of concern for my future. Well, and my brother's technically, but I'm not going to speak for him. But all of the letters were dismissed. It was like, or, you know, I did the best I could, or, you know, I was, you know, going through a lot of things myself, or, you know, it really wasn't like that. We did a lot of good things for you, and we did things for you at Christmas and whatever. Or she gaslighted me. One time there was, jargon that she used. She was really heavily into jargon, which I guess was, kind of big in Texas in her day. But, it was just so, I never even heard anybody say this but her. So I'm not going to repeat it because it's like kind of corny. But when I confronted my mom, I said, why do you always say that? And then I pronounced it, and then I wrote it for her. And she said, I never said that. The ultimate gaslighting. Just someone who did not take accountability for their actions, and somebody who would never apologize. Now, my mom and my dad owe me. They owe me. They will forever owe me. And it's a debt that they cannot repay. The fact that they brought me into existence was horrifying enough, because I deserve so much better than this sloppy world, this, tragic and sloppy and pathetic and diseased world, and the cruel world. I can't even, unleash the web, go online without seeing just animal abuses and hearing about child abuses. And a child in Texas today I think it was Texas, was encouraged to jump on the trampoline for a long time without breakfast, without fluids, and it's very, very hot in Texas. And she expired, and her parents were convicted or charged, and it was, in the news today. And that's just horrifying. I didn't have that kind of abuse, but my abuses will live with me forever for both of my parents. Now, my mom was more instrumental in causing the abuse, and the fact that she is living does not make me feel safe at all. And I feel like she's a very harmful person. And I don't know, even from a young child, I had dreams that, she was trying to kill me. And I really felt like she held back. I felt like maybe it was envy, maybe it was rage, maybe disgust, or just not being who she wanted. I think she wanted a carbon copy of herself, as many parents do. But these feelings are not to be dismissed, and my feelings are very accurate. I can almost look at somebody and, tell their behavior. I can almost, sense their birth order or their personality, and right off the bat. And living with my mom, it was just never good. It was just never promising. It was never peaceful. But, yeah, so I just wanted to say publicly today that I, will never have peace, and as long as she's living. And, I'm not wishing any harm. I'm not, I'm not angry so much as just bitter, I guess. And, it's just nonsensical how she seems to have wanted a baby, but not to raise a child, or to be responsible, or to be committed for its future, and to care about its future. So that's where kind of I feel like I'm at. And she made very little efforts to connect, communicate, or to apologize. She would never apologize. She's just so extremely stubborn that apology is not in her character. And I guess it colors the way that I also have engaged with other people, in that I really value accountability almost over everything. And the fact that I will never get accountability or apologies from my biological parents is very displeasing to me. It's very discouraging, because her apology at this point would make a big difference. If she sincerely apologized, and if she backed it up with, maybe, a financial offering to make up for some very, very lost time, and some very, very long awaited you know, bounty or, you know, just some kind of reparation. I don't know. It would be much more than nothing. And, you know, I did without when I was young, and she, you know, had a good life. She had a good car. She had a good job. She had a good house. And, you know, I struggled when I was in my 20s, and she knew that, and she did nothing for me. And meanwhile, she took very good care of herself. So, you know, to me, for a mom, that is just not forgivable. You know, I hear online all the time about mothers who like take extra jobs or take loans out for their children, or, you know, give their child a room in their house when they're 30, 40, 50, whatever, or buy them a house, or rent them an apartment, or buy them a car. Man, oh man. I mean, my parents were, you know, kind of well off, and they didn't do anything for us kids. And I just feel like her selfishness was entirely reprehensible. And I mean, just bringing somebody into the world is just, you know, flat out, you know, smashing them in the face, just a punch in the gut. I mean, you know, they're gonna have to get up, you know, brush their teeth, floss after every meal. Well, you know, go get x-rays, go get blood tests, operations. You know, girls and guys have different manifestations. You know, girls are kind of like oriented towards appearances and looking good and always maintaining, you know, a made-up face. Many of us anyway. And our appearances, you know, first and foremost, or, you know, a little bit, we're groomed to display attractiveness. Men are groomed to provide, to seek, you know, gainful employment, and everybody has a huge burden. Every male and female has a burden once they're placed into existence. And it's just so preventable. Contraception, termination, you know. But anyway, I'm at my destination. So please comment. And, you know, if you would like to describe or comment that down below on your particular parental circumstance. And if you feel like you're not at peace because of your parents being alive, let me know that. And you can always go online and join my group, My Shitty Parents. It's on Facebook. Thank you for watching.